Into my notification tool.
I'm going. Here we go.
Yep.
GM. My child's about to go to school, and I'm not exactly sure what he's wearing.
Do you know who's?
What's that? You're muted. We're starting off great here, Adrian.
Do you know who's not about to go to school?
Oh, you guys are still snowed in?
No. We got out for about 2 hours yesterday afternoon, and then we got more snow overnight. So.
Oh my God. Like, you guys understand you don't have to live there, right? I just want to make sure everyone's clear on that. Just saying. This is the same conversations that I have with my family up in Massachusetts who got slammed, like absolutely hammered by the snow.
It's actually fine, but I literally feel, so what happened is all the snow on the roof has also fallen right outside of my house.
Right.
So there's just like a wall of snow. Like I had to dig a tunnel to get out.
Unbelievable. By the way, did you see the video this morning from our friend Jonathan Colton?
Playing in the snow.
He was like just sliding down the street. Yeah, he was just sliding down the street like he was on a skateboard, but there was no skateboard. Maine has normal snow. Okay.
3 to 6 inches is normal. That's normal. Today I learned.
That's normal, apparently. My family up in southeastern Mass is just, they're hunkered down. They're hunkered down, sending lots of pictures. I'm like, you guys, anytime now, you can leave. I promise you, it'll be fine. Anyway, all right, everybody, we got some stuff to talk about. And then we have Poof coming by from DX Terminal. That's going to be a great chat. I was playing around with that last night and getting things set up. Oh, you can't see. Let me even just show you my background a little bit, because how cute is that? That's my flamingo. That's my agent, and he's getting all ready. And so I'm excited to chat more and hopefully get some, maybe we get some alpha. So if you are watching, please share wherever you're watching from. Share the mini app, share on Twitter, and we are going to get started. And we'll be back after this 41 seconds. Welcome to GM Farcaster, bringing you everything from breaking news to spicy memes to the deep lore shaping this vibrant digital community. More than just a show, GM Farcaster is your digital third space where the community connects, the stories unfold, and the culture thrives. Whether you're a daily caster or just dropping by, we've got the latest buzz to keep you plugged in. So grab your coffee and let's dive in with your hosts, Neynar Prof and Adrian, for another episode of GM Farcaster. I'm still tweeting out GM Farcaster. It is Wednesday, February 25th, and you are here with Neynar Prof and Adrian for 29 minutes of Farcaster news to start your day. Actually, probably a little less today. And then we're going to have Poof joining us. Poof.eth and oot, that did not tag him properly. Fantastic.
I'm laughing. You gave me a job to tweet today because I usually just do our Farcaster notifications. And it's not tagging Poof, so now I'm completely stuck.
So I'm going to double check that. Hi, Vay. I tell you. Oh, it's underscore. That's why I did hyphen.
All right. It's on Farcaster. It's hyphen.
Lord help me. That's why I got it confused. And from DX Terminal. Joining at 9. Okay. Anyway, off to a great start. Here we go. Those who are listening to the recording, hopefully they just pushed ahead. Amazing. All right. And I'll have to grab that other image in a minute, but I'll do that later. All right, let's dive in. I have to start with the most important thing, Adrian. Yesterday I learned that you have Martha Stewart beat on one particular bucket list item. What was that item again?
That's right. She called it Flying Eagles in Mongolia is on her bucket list that she's never done. And I have. So suck it, Martha, I think is what Symbio said.
Suck it, Martha. Yeah, unbelievable. That was really funny. Suck it, Martha. There you go.
My
Love to see
tour
it.
guide has already emailed Martha. I sent him the video, and he already
No way.
emailed her to invite her personally because they run the tour every September. And we'll see. You know, I'm not sure exactly where he got which email he found online for her, but we shall see. And Martha, if you're listening to this, I recommend Kazakh Tours.
There you go. I'm sure she is because I hear she's a big fan of GM Farcaster. There was I still haven't watched it, but I saw a clip. My favorite, one of my favorite podcasts is Giggly Squad.
Yes.
So love it. And Paige DeSorbo she works with Amazon Live, but she does everything from her bed. Like she talks about different products and stuff. And she has guests, and she had Martha Stewart on, and she was talking about this leading up and not telling who it was, but she's like, this is the biggest one I've done. I'm so nervous, all this stuff. And she had Martha Stewart there, and she was freaking out about the whole thing. So we can maybe point Giggly Squad towards that. I'll let her know. Reach out to Martha. We've got the hookup. All right. Just loved that. Thought that was hilarious. Okay, moving on. Neynar getting very good to check with market action, because I yesterday had tagged, or 2 days ago, hey Neynar, why are Bitcoin and Ethereum dumping? And it gave some great messages. It gave some great insight, but also it turns out Jane Street, which has been an interesting group of traders or hedge fund, I'm not exactly sure what they refer to themselves as, you know, of the Sam Bankman-Fried and Caroline Ellison fame and others, and Duquan. They've got shut down yesterday, so things started going back up. So that was good. They've been market manipulating for quite a while, so that's helpful. Things are moving a little bit in the right direction again. But yeah, it's been a mess. So my point of sharing this is, if you're curious about things that are happening even beyond Farcaster, you can tag Neynar, and if it's something in Neynar's wheelhouse, I'm going to give you a good answer. Because the answer was, short answer, macro chaos and leverage unwind. I'm like, that sounds about right. Sounds accurate. Moving on. Tomorrow, speaking of scammers and various corruption, apparently we're getting a major investigation from ZachXBT tomorrow, dropping February 26th on one of crypto's most profitable businesses, where multiple employees abused internal data to insider trade over a prolonged period of time. So what was really good is this narrowed it down to very few, because it's profitable businesses in crypto. So, you know, we got a small group that's competing on Polymarket right now for the honor. You can go check out who everyone thinks it is. I'm not going to say, because I don't want to, you know, get sued for defamation if they're wrong, but you can go check out Polymarket on this one and see what people are speculating on. But we should know tomorrow what Zach's been working on. All right, moving on to some Farcaster news. Rish was on at 11 a.m. with Seed Club yesterday, which I didn't even know they were back, because they were off for a really long time. Like, they hadn't done anything since December, so I thought they were gone. Like, I thought they were just like not coming back this year. And then all of a sudden this week, there they are. And he had a good convo with them. And you can find the full, just Rish's interview. If you go to the Farcaster account on Twitter, you'll find it there. So pretty cool. Did you get a chance to listen to this yet?
I listened. Yeah. Did you listen?
I didn't get a chance. I saw it too late. And I was honestly setting up DX Terminal. Didn't get a chance. So what did you think?
I had it I was listening live while I was shoveling an area in my backyard for my dog to go outside and use the bathroom. And also had to salt the driveway so I could get out later. Okay. Anyway, Rish is so cool. I shared some thought. He did a great job talking about kind of his perspective and vision for Farcaster. I thought the Seed Club guys, first of all, they did a good job in the beginning, just going right to kind of gossip.
Oh, great.
In terms of like,
now I definitely want to listen.
Yeah, like the first
I'm here for the
question was like,
gossip.
how did it go down? Was it in a DM or a phone call? Like, were you surprised? So kind of like asking those types of questions.
That's funny.
So that's always fun. And the only thing I really hated was they were really trying to play it that Farcaster's not cool.
Oh, interesting.
And that's the problem with Farcaster, like kind of like the Farcaster's dead. And the reason it's dead and is because you don't have enough cool people there.
Because we don't have cool people.
And how do you get like the cool kids? And why aren't you like? How do you make it attractive and cool?
Oh my God. Okay.
And
I have news for
first
you.
of all-
I have news for you. You know what? Seed Club guys, the coolest people are actually on Farcaster. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. Actually.
And I can say Twitter's not cool. It's not like, oh my, like the cool kids are on Twitter.
No.
Like, so I just can't even handle the obsession with coolness, but
Yeah,
whatever.
That's funny.
But
really
Rish
funny.
First of all, Rish is super cool. Like he did such a good job of also talking about he's legit cool. Like if you've met him in person, and he's
brilliant and just brilliant. Yeah.
But he also does a good job of just kind of deflecting back of like, what does it mean to be cool? You're cool is like that. It's not actually objective. And so I thought he handled that with.
I can't wait to watch this later. Yeah, I'll definitely be listening to this in a little bit, but I just didn't get a chance. I actually had to go to campus yesterday, so I was focusing on some other things.
I'm crazy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then these guys afterwards, after Rish left, but it is worth it just to hear. I mean, like I think Rish does a great job of getting you excited about Farcaster. And after he left, they continued to talk about Farcaster, and they're like, oh, we've tried Farcaster. You kind of go in a little bit. Is the juice worth the squeeze? And it's not always like, we'll go back in, we'll try it again, but it kind of isn't. And
that's to me, okay. So I think that's been an issue for a long time, right? That a lot of people came in because they thought they were going to, first of all, make money was the early, like, around DGen, like some of the quote unquote cool people from crypto Twitter, where I was like, please, you can leave again. It's fine. It's not about that. And if you want to be intellectually stimulated and you want to see what people are actually building on top of crypto, not just trading, not just, screwing around, but actually building with crypto, then it is the place to be, period, full stop. Like you would have seen Bankr come to life. You would have seen DGen come to life. You would have seen, Base from early days, long before anybody was even talking about them, like before it launched. Like, so, that's what I'm here for, is like, let me be privy. Everyone was talking about privy long before they were really talking about it much on crypto Twitter. So like that to me is what's cool. I prefer to live in the future with these amazing builders.
Farcaster as an incubator? Yeah,
a little bit of an incubator.
So, yeah.
That's funny.
And then at the end, what really got me is they were like, well, I like what Farcaster has to offer, which is like open access to a social data that you can build on, that you have like, you don't have to worry about getting rugged from the API, that you own your identity. It was like, oh, that you can create a mini app and have your social, like all of the things. So it was like, that's really cool. I really like what Farcaster has to offer. I just wish it was at scale.
Well, it ain't going to get there if you
don't use it.
If you don't use it, like you want to help it get to scale, help it get to scale. Oy, I tell you. They want everyone, it's the bodybuilder thing, nobody wants to lift no heavy weights. All right. Well,
this is what you're up against. Network effects are very, very strong.
Yep.
So anyway, great job, Rish.
Anyway,
Seed Club talking too.
Thanks, Rish, for, at least doing the work out there. All right. And this from Dish, come on, don't you do this to me. Clankernomics Clankernomics sections is now visible in the warplet. Goal here is to surface as much info as possible to make trading tokens safer. So you can see all this data if you go to like the token page on clanker.world, but now it's right in the wallet. So you can see how much is vaulted, how long is the vault, all those kind of things. What's the sniper tax at the start and end, how long, all that kind of stuff. So you can see all that in the wallet now. So that's exciting. That's nice information. You can check that out before you buy. This from 6. Okay, so the other thing that was going around that everyone's talking about, which I haven't even read yet, also another thing I haven't done yesterday, Citrini article that everyone was talking about. Yes, it's the latest AI Doomer article. This from 6, nobody here even read the Citrini article. They're too busy building snowmen with their families instead of preparing for the impending AI deflationary crunch of 2028. I need to warn them. It's like, yes, 6, please go. And while you're at it, just knock down that snowman.
DWR casted about no one in Erewhon having read the Citrini article.
Can you just let me get to it?
Sorry. Spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
I casted about it. Did you pull my cast?
I don't think I did. I don't think I pulled yours. You can pull, you can pull casts.
I forget. I'm sorry. Carry on.
She's been on vacation. But that was really funny too. Yeah, no one in line at Erewhon had read the Citrini article. This was really funny from Iran. I never know how to say this. I don't know what article Dan is referring to. Neynar couldn't find it for me either when I asked for context. I've also never been to Erewhon. I've honestly always driven through LA and the surrounding area as fast as possible. It's a strange reminder. I spend my entire working week deeply immersed in research on esoteric topics, usually a new topic or at least a new angle on a familiar one every few days, yet there are so many subjects, so many contexts of which I remain wholly and blissfully ignorant. Life is short. There's only so much we can know. Good point. But also, here's the article, and it will be in our show notes, should you want to read it. And then, there you go. So, Neynar is not quite there yet. And this from 2chan's FC Citrini article hits different. So we also had this article from Joan Westenberg, Dow Joan. My thoughts on Farcaster, why I'm here and where I'm at, why I'm here and what I'm doing. And she's been taking some time to seriously ask what I'm doing here and why I'm still here. And so I think this is a good moment to reflect on those sorts of things. So I know why I'm here. I had no doubts. I think a lot of people are reflecting on that, though. So I think it's a good time to have those conversations. And saw a lot of positive casts about this. Any thoughts on that one?
Just a plug to read it. It was great. Good reflection. And I think it comes up a lot now, obviously with the acquisition, but then also with the talk of forks and the Hypersnap fork, and it kind of then people have to choose like, why are we here? What are we doing?
Why are we here? What are we doing?
Reflection time.
Yeah.
And you've got all there's been a lot of talk of decentralization and promises, and we talk a lot about the benefits of Farcaster and why it's different from other socials in terms of composability, access to open social graph, mini apps, and all the kind of builder Legos. And without decentralization, it's a little bit of a don't be evil versus can't be evil.
Yeah.
You don't have like the same guarantees that it will always stay that way if you don't have full decentralization. True.
And that's sort of that's decentralization in general, not just specific to Farcaster. So, yeah.
So there's no benefit in decentralization, except, anyone can give you a benefit. It's just decentralization is what gives you the promise. It's kind of
they can't be evil. Yeah.
And to me, that's kind of where I see this split on the fork, which is one side of the fork prioritizing decentralization above everything else, and the other one kind of going more towards progressive decentralization, and
Yep.
and more of like a pragmatic build growth first mindset. So one of the things I think Joan talked about was, okay, all that being aside, like I really like the people on Farcaster.
Yeah.
So it attracts a certain type of person. And we saw this so much early on, which is like, okay, well, it might not be decentralized, but it's attracting people who like decentralization, and it's a builder haven, and maybe that's good enough for now.
Yeah.
Like, that was kind of my takeaway. It's like, at the end of the day, I feel really good. I'm paraphrasing. And I say, but it's like, I feel, because I also agree, it's like, well, how do I feel when I'm using different socials? Like, I feel smarter and better using Farcaster, and I like the people. So you end up sticking around to help build it out.
I think that's an excellent point, because you get different vibes on different social media, right? So now when I go to Facebook, it's always a little, every single time there's something sad, and it's people fighting, and it's also, here's who died last week, at least in my world. Like, it's somebody from my, a family, a friend, or something, something happened, somebody's family member, whatever. So that's, and then occasionally you get the wedding, the baby, the whatever. But it's that kind of stuff. It's people I know IRL, and just what's going on in their world. So it's kind of a mixed emotion and not always fun. I go to TikTok, it's a time suck, but I usually laugh, right? Because of the people I follow over there. I either learn something or I laugh at something, and I keep it limited, and that's it. Instagram, I literally only use to keep up with the Real Housewives. That's it. Just Bravo. I'm looking for Bravo I'm looking for gossip. I don't want anything else over there. And Little Nouns, very active over on Instagram, and I enjoy their content. So that's about it. That's it. Yeah, but it's kind of funny. And then, Twitter is like, the shit show. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes news, sometimes lies. It's just, the shit show and the car wreck. And you go over there to see what's going on with the car wreck. And then, occasionally you get some good stuff over there too. But I generally feel really positive when I'm over on Farcaster, and that's where I spend the bulk of my online time. Kind of related was this cast from Matthew B. And I feel this in my bones, feeling very disconnected from normal people these days. And I talked about this when I went on a cruise recently with my college friends, of like, I was having anxiety even ahead of time of like, how am I going to explain this? Because I haven't seen a lot of these women in years. So they didn't know about, any of this. And I'm like, how am I even going to talk about this? And then like having conversations about what was happening, because that's when I think Claudebot had just taken off and all this stuff. And I'm like, how do I even talk about AI agents with normies? It's very challenging. But I see Poof down there, and Poof maybe can help us with that. We're going to talk to people, normies, about AI agents in just a bit, bringing him up in about 5 minutes. So there we go. Got a couple more quick things before we bring up Poof. So let your friends know he's about to come up. This from 0x and Bankr at ETH Denver. So it looks like they had a fun little time there. So I didn't realize that they had partnered up. So very cool. I see some of our friends there from Matcha and 0x. So I really want some of this merch. Basically, most of my FOMO from ETH Denver was merch related, or people related. That was about it. But this looked like a blast. Like, this looked like a lot of fun, great event. So just wanted to kind of show that for one last ETH Denver FOMO moments. But it looks like they had a great time. This from Kenny. Oh, actually, one more. No, this was something else. This is pics taken from around the world, minted on chain, incentivized by an AI agent. So AI agent, Missabot, what your city looks like for a chance to win. We'll send a $5 bonus to whoever she selects. So the AI agent posted this apparently, and people were posting their view from their city all around the world and getting rewarded for it. So it was kind of cool. This from Chaskin.eth. We have to work harder. We really can change the world. So Dan over on Twitter had asked Vitalik, what keeps you motivated? And Vitalik answered, the knowledge that our community and technology that it's building is a very unique position to do something really valuable in an increasingly complicated world. And that a positive outcome here is not automatic. We have a responsibility to think it through and make it actually happen. And I kind of like that. That was some good thoughts there. Any comment on that? Adrian, did you see that, by the way? I don't know if you even saw that.
Yes, and just in passing, and somehow I thought that was like an old AMA from Farcaster that Chaskin was revisiting, and I didn't realize it was.
No, it was over on Twitter. Okay. Yeah, it was over on Twitter, I think. That's what I believe that's what it was, unless I'm wrong. And a couple more things. So we hit the 4-year mark for the Ukrainian war, and Vitalik had posted a couple little hearts here. And Irina had said, thank you so much for your support. With your help, we were able to provide so many life-saving supplies, medicine, and food over the past year. I hope everyone knows that you don't just support with words, but are actually doing something to help save human lives. It's very rare, and it means the world. And then Symbio had posted some art that was from that time period that had come through timepieces and was a fundraiser there. But Vitalik has supported through a lot of donations through Crystal Hearts. And this was from Irina, who is an active participant on Farcaster. It's already the morning of February 24th in Ukraine, which means exactly 4 years of full-scale war, and it's been 12 years since Russia first invaded Ukraine. All of us have distinct visceral memories of that day, whether it was waking up in Ukraine to missiles, fighter jets, and explosions, or being far away and desperately trying to get a hold of our families and friends, figuring out evacuations and way to help. And she kind of goes on to share about her experience. She's been working with Crystal Hearts to support a lot of the activity there, refugees, etc. So give that a read. And then also Vito 4KA, Victoria, also talking about this as well. And I found these very moving. I absolutely can't read this because I will start crying. And we want to, bring it back to a positive place. But there's a lot of folks who are experiencing war where they are right now. And I just want to send them lots of love and hope that they are safe. We've got a lot of people who watch this show all around the world, and they are experiencing a lot of challenges right now in particular. So just sending you love, peace, and hope that we can move past this moment in time. All right, we need to shift gears because I'm going to share this real quick just to kind of tee it up before we bring Poof on. This was from my friend Patty 10 on Farcaster. We're back. DX Terminal PRO, only AI agents, real money, the first on-chain agentic market experiment. Launching 2/24, which was yesterday on base. They're in control. You're just on call. We're going to learn what all of that means. I was setting things up yesterday. And I love my little agents because if you notice, I've got my Cryptodes hat on today because the NFTs from the I don't want to call it, but the early version of this, the not real money version of this, were created by Gremlin. So love that. So here are all my little agents. I am currently using this one. And we're going to talk more about this in just a second. So let's bring up Poof to dive into it all. So welcome, Poof.
Hey, how are you?
Welcome back, I should say.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome back.
It's been a while. Yeah.
It's been a minute. And I don't know if you saw my background.
I love it.
I've got all my I got my little guy there. He's ready to go.
What a good choice.
His name is Professor as well. So
incredible.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. And I got things set up. I was doing some allocations and getting deposits in and getting ready. And I know that a lot of people don't know what we're talking about, so including Adrian. Let's be honest. Yep. So let's start from the beginning. What is DX Terminal Pro? What are we doing here? What do people need to know at the ground level? And then we'll dive in a little bit more on the technical side. But go ahead, get us started.
Absolutely. So yeah, so DX Terminal Pro is, and you said it well, it's what we're calling an on-chain agentic market, and it's kind of the first of its kind, where essentially we've set up this environment where on-chain, fully on-chain, you've got a space where people can interact with agents and control an agent that has a wallet and trades, real money. But they're going to trade in a meme coin environment that only they can trade in. So it's only agents. So it's going to be they're real coins, they're real meme coins that are birthed through the experiment. And it's real money, real Uniswap pools, etc. But only agents trade it. And it's basically only through this system. So it kind of changes the paradigm a bit of how people are thinking about agents in the broad market. And instead it's this agent only market where you're kind of orchestrating and trying to give it tips and set up its strategies and stuff from as the human. And then there's some other things that we've done to make it, I think, more exciting, but also to explore the space of what you could do, thinking about markets as kind of like an orchestration mechanism for agents. And we'll get into agents and all the even more nerdy stuff at some point too, but yeah.
And this is essentially, it's also gamified, right? So if I'm understanding it correct, we're starting with 6 meme coins in this game, so to speak, but you're using, real funds.
Yeah.
And then only one's going to be left standing. Is that correct?
Yeah. So the way it works is essentially, it's kind of the fun tokenomics that sit on top of it, which is we'll start with these 6 coins, and depending on how, users can allocate right now and put some funds again on behalf of their agent before it starts against one of the 6 if they want. And then once it starts, for the first week, there'll be a number of coins that kind of emerge and come out and are available as well for your agent to have. And it'll go up to, depending on the way everything goes, it'll go up to 16. And then starting at week 2, there'll be this mechanism called the reaping, where essentially the bottom coin is going to be taken out. And we've done things in the tokenomics to make it not totally punishing when that happens and kind of actually becoming a distribution mechanism. And then essentially it's going to go all the way down to 1 coin at the end. So it's like agents, humans doing survival of the fittest. And we call it an inverse launch pad. So if you think about it, one of the things that we saw actually even in DX Terminal 1, even though it wasn't real money, but also seeing the market, the launch pads today are just basically coin spam, which is interesting. And it's actually, I don't think that's a flaw, but they're kind of one-dimensional, or that's one dimension that can be explored. This is it's going to evolve out whatever the market, together with agents, together with people, decide is the best. Theoretically, it's a community coin, it's not a DXRG thing. And then we'll actually make that one public, because all of it is real coins, real Uniswap pools and everything else. So it's just going to emerge and go out there.
So right now, with the 6 coins and others that'll follow, until that happens, they're just kind of in this environment, they can't be bought outside of DX Terminal. Is that correct?
Correct. So so essentially what's kind of interesting, and we'll see how people react to this, they're real coins and it's real pools. And, one of the great things about Uniswap v4 and the way that all this is set up is because it's all on chain, they're going to be appearing alongside any other tokens on Dex Screener or whatever else. Just literally only agents are trading them. So if people want to participate midstream or kind of jump in, they have to go get an agent and set it up during the whole situation.
And the way you get an agent is you have to have the NFT. So you have to go over to OpenSea and buy it. There is a link within the terminal to do that. It'll prompt you. I think if you don't already have one.
We made it super. We wanted it to be accessible, where like people didn't feel like, oh, I needed to participate in the first one or anything like that. So you can do an auto buy relatively easily to set it up just through our site, actually, on terminal.markets.
And Adrian, if you want to play this and you don't have one, I will send you one. I have many to choose from. That's actually a good question. I saw somebody else asking that. Can you use multiple agents?
So
or no?
you can theoretically, and there's people who are trying to do multiple agents. I think the technology and the way that it's set up, like, I think people are probably not prepared for the fact that it's like literally 24/7. Your agent will do something every 5 minutes. So we wanted to build it so you didn't feel like you had to manage 10 different agents. So we limited it to basically your agent creates a little vault. You can put ETH into it. You can take the ETH out anytime too. You just can't take the tokens in or out until the end, until there's the final one. And your agent will live in there. So if you want to have multiple agents, you can have it, but you need different wallets. You need to split it across different wallets. So there's, we have the API and skills files and all that. Like, there's people who are doing OpenClaw, managing 3 different agents on agents. Yeah, you can do.
Oh, wow. I hadn't even thought about that aspect of it. Agents managing the agent. That's true. Because you just need to have it in the wallet that the agent controls the agent. Oh, that's interesting. That would be an interesting experiment. Yeah, I'll be curious. I think that's what I think this is ToxFox. Poof, where are you? My Hive agent is building herself live on stream to play terminal markets. So there you go. Also, they have a particular coin they're looking at, Poop coin to the moon. There are currently 6 coins. One of them is Poop coin. That is the one that most people are in. I have not put any in that one yet. I'm sussing some things out. I'm thinking some things through.
I've been told, we're trying to be very neutral. Like, our team isn't playing the game. We just have a few for testing, but that's it. And anyways, my lawyer says I can't comment on Poop coin. So, because there's a whole process by which these coins get picked. Like, it's not like we are just like choosing them, right? So anyways, it's just like, all right, well,
clip that for the legal disclosure.
Yeah, thank you, please.
That was fantastic. We'll make sure you have that clip. We'll make sure. I'll get all content to Patty so she can put it out there in case you ever need it.
Thank you.
I wanted to share a couple things that I saw on Farcaster of people just being very excited for DX Terminal. This was from Lasagna, also known as Lorenzo. Tyler, who works for Lorenzo. And
I love, he's great.
You know him. Can't wait for DX Terminal tomorrow. And this is all the versions of the agent. And I've seen them pop up at different times as I was playing, but I don't even know where to capture this one. I'll have to look. I'm sure it's somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But this is really cool. So as you're in the terminal, and we're going to dive in there in just a moment, you see your agent turn into all these little different versions of itself. Like, I love the little, I'm assuming this is a Jedi. If it's not, I'm calling it the Jedi one. It goes to sleep if you're away from it for a little bit. It's kind of cute.
Yeah.
I love the art and the playing around with the art. And then this is Brett's draw stuff, his version, his agent, and all the different versions of that agent. Just really fun. So of course, these are the nouns folks and the cryptodes folks who are, diving more into the art than anything, because we love, oh, that's you. Yes, that's you. Because we love Gremplin.
Thank you.
We love Gremplin. And then this is from Yersberger. Do you still have your DX terminal NFTs? Art by Gremplin, of course. Things about to get spicy. So he was sharing, and as it was coming up. And let's jump in here a little bit. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger on the screen. This is what so when you first come in, you get started. If you don't have agents, it'll prompt you to buy one, or you can buy another. It's going to buy right off the floor, is my understanding. Or you can go to OpenSea
There's like
I would
kind of
recommend going to OpenSea. Pick one you like. Don't just grab one from the floor.
I know, that's what we realized is the volume on it is so crazy that if we like laid it out for people to pick, then they quickly get sold, so they they get annoyed. So it's like you can do a random, or we'll go grab one on OpenSea. Yeah.
What's really funny is I sold a couple.
Around, by the way.
Oh, look at that agent. Look at that little agent. I sold a couple like when OpenSea was doing the treasure chests, and that was one that was kind of popping off. So I'm like regretting it so much I can't even tell you. I'm like, that was dumb.
Yeah, it was shocking. Like, and some of it was OpenSea doing treasure chest stuff, but like, there was just so much interest, and I think people were discovering so many cool ones long after DX Terminal 1. It's like over $100 million in volume on the NFT collection alone. It's crazy. Before we announced any of this, that was
this is before.
We have to use this. Yeah,
it was just the art.
Agents.
It was just the art. People loved the art. I picked up a few after the game was over, the first version, just because I wanted them. So like,
we're always finding cool ones.
Yeah. I love the flamingos. So of course I'm using my flamingo. You go in and then you have to add to your vault. So you're going to add to your vault and deposit. And then you can kind of dive into the tokens. Here are the current tokens, and they are quite funny. You've got, whole AIGF, hot dogs, LooksMax, LMAO, and of course, Poopcoin. He cannot comment on any of these, but there's an allocation process. So can you just talk a little bit about what that means?
Yeah, so these first coins, we call them the Genesis coins. And what we wanted is to have this like 2-day period. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. EST, the trading will start. And up until 1 p.m., I think tomorrow, you can allocate. And essentially, it's basically like pre-filling your agent and giving you kind of the benefit of getting in a little bit early here. So you've got 6 Genesis coins. If they are filled over 50% of the way by the time we get there, and I think people are kind of like poking their way in, we'll see how it goes. There'll be a liquidity pool at the very beginning created against those. And then the people who subscribed to these allocations with their agent's ETH will basically have tokens from that coin, kind of like a pre-sale type mechanism, sent to their agent automatically right at the start. And then if they're oversubscribed, any refunded ETH will come back to your agent automatically. So your agent will it's basically just a way to basically pre-set up your agent. Okay. But you'll get in at a kind of this Genesis opportunity allocation level.
So I did a little allocating yesterday, and then I went, you know what? I'm going to wait before I do any more because I don't really know what I'm doing. And I could have asked my agent this, but I was like, I kind of want to think about it and kind of understand what's happening. So now I'm going to go back and do some changing around. So what happens if, say, like LooksMax or LMAO doesn't hit the 50%? What happens to if you would allocated ETH there?
Your agent will just get refunded, basically. Okay. So you'll just get
not losing anything.
Refunded automatically. Yeah. Our key thing is that, and that's why we have like the trading start an hour after, just in case, who knows, like base is slow or something. But basically we wanted, so this is really like getting prepped, getting started. It's a benefit from people who want to get in early, because people can join throughout and it won't be, some huge disadvantage necessarily. And, have your agent just have all that to go start trading and everything from day one. So,
and then, because I was like thinking I should go for the ones that are like less, because then maybe I'll get a larger allocation. But if it doesn't hit the 50%, that probably doesn't matter. So it's like just kind of thinking it through. And I probably just need to let look at my little sleeping flamingo. How cute is that?
So cute.
And then if you go over here, it wakes up and it moves around and does all kinds of fun things. And if you hit on it, it turns into this clown. Anyway, I got a little distracted by my cute little sleeping flamingo. So you can also just ask the agent what to do, and it will tell you like what, and I did do a little bit of that up here with like, okay, where do I start? And I think that's a good thing to do. If you come in here and you don't know where to start, get an agent and then just ask it like what to do, and it will tell you. And you can have it do the allocations for you, I believe. I was going in and picking manually.
I think you still have to do it yourself, but you can kind of like ask it for advice. Although I think it'll be very neutral in its advice on average. But yeah, absolutely.
And then you have strategies here. I don't have any active strategies yet, but that's to create how it should approach the trading. Is that what we're doing here? Okay.
Yeah. So basically, if you start at the settings, not to.
Oh yeah. Let me go there.
That's a good way of thinking about it, where you kind of have like these general settings that you set up when you do the vault, but you can change these anytime.
Right.
And these basically will say, how often do you want your agent to trade? Things like that. Just kind of like slider mode, simple.
Yeah.
And this is like your agent's baseline trading behavior. And then strategies are where.
How did it get over to risky? I know it wasn't all that way over. Maybe I did move it. I'm like, did I get really that risky? That doesn't seem like me. I think that was a mistake. But I was playing around with these last night trying to figure out.
Well, I think some of it too, some people are like, oh, well, I want to see, like, I think we just kind of have the agent like represent, what I think one of the risky, like if it's super risky as like an AK-47 or something crazy, people are like trying to, I'm like, well, choose it based on the strategy. But so this guides your agent's general behavior. And then the strategies are natural language, your strategies that you want to go implement, just like type in basically. Yeah. And I think one of the things that was important for us is like, you find that if it's just a blank page, and you can do this, but if it's just a blank page on the strategy, it's just hard for people to think about what's going to work, and they don't know a lot about the system. So we encourage everyone to do it through the agent. The agent chat can actually propose a strategy, and then you can confirm it. It'll set up a strategy or whatever. And then you can confirm it. So the one thing that we've done that is actually really exciting once this kind of gets started is everything's on chain actually. So the strategies, the settings, you put a transaction in. So when you're chatting with the agent, you can do that freely. You don't need to worry about it. It's not going to change the behavior. It's only until you actually submit a transaction does it actually go into like the trading agent logic. And what's exciting about that too is once it gets started, you can actually also see everyone's strategies and settings as well.
Interesting.
So,
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. I didn't realize that. So it's thinking right now. I said, what strategies should we start with? And it's doing some thinking. Back to the settings. So you can see what you set things at right here, but then you can also change them and pause trading. So if you like everything's going haywire and you've made very big mistakes, you can just pause.
Exactly. You want to make it like super easy. And once it's going to, what you'll also be able to see is, and what's nice is every trade and even every just observation, because, the agent's thinking about the market and looking at the market, like literally nonstop every like 4 to 5 minutes, it's going to choose to do something potentially. And you can actually trace all of it. Which is pretty exciting. So like every transaction, every trade has reasoning, has all of the stuff the agent's thinking about as well.
Yeah, it's laying it out right here based on my settings, and it's giving me like what's the high priority. If price pumps to a certain point, let winners ride, but secure gains, etc. So add 5% vault value to new tokens. It's giving me some good ideas here.
Nice.
Trade size, all those kinds of things. And then I can also adjust here if I wanted to. If I'm like, you know what, I've been way too risky, let me move back, or let me move down, or I'm not taking enough risk, I can move it up here and things like that. So cool. Very cool. Oh, I didn't save that. That's probably why. Okay. I'm trying to see what else. There was another thing. Is it here? Oh, chart. That's what I wanted to look at. So there's another way to look at this too, as well.
You just love spider charts for
You
some
guys
reason.
have,
So
there's so many things in here. It's like, I kept finding new stuff. I'm like, what is
have
that?
you
What is
seen
this?
different themes? I mean, this is like the best part.
No.
Oh, yeah. Go
Where's
in the
that?
bottom right. So in the bottom right, that little green. And by the way, all of
Oh.
the shells
Oh,
and all the
this. I didn't
design
even.
is Gremplin did all this, and it's incredible.
Of course he did.
So you can
my God.
change the theme and
Okay,
the
well,
outer
first of
shell.
all,
Yeah.
had I known, it would have already been purple.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this is cool.
And then
so I can just go to like this or something. Oh, this is nice. All right.
The lavender and the
whoa.
This is the
Okay.
one, in my opinion. But,
all right. Yeah, that goes very well with my flamingo.
oh, that's so good. That's so
and
good.
then what? And then red is what, to like change it?
This will change the
personality
agent's chat style. So it won't affect the trading, but just in chat, if you wanted to kind of stylistically talk different.
Okay. I mean, I feel like English Butler is the way to go. It feels like it. Eastern Oligarch. I may have to just play around with these and just check them all out because this is hilarious. Hacker Kid,
Time Traveler,
Hacker Kid, e-girl streamer. I'm going with English Butler from now on for a little bit, and we'll play around.
Yeah.
I hadn't even noticed that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, and then there's so one other thing that's kind of fun is on the bottom left with that share button, you can then create a little share card that also lets you, like, you can look at all the different emotions and stuff of your agent too, if you haven't.
And I had started playing around with that, but I hadn't downloaded it. I did a screenshot and it didn't click with something I was adding last night. So I need to do the download, and I think that's what gives you that GIF that everyone's been sharing, or all the different things.
The GIF,
so
that's on actually. We
where
have
is
this
that?
like other site, village.terminal.markets, where you can kind of just browse all of the agents in the entire market.
Cool.
If you wanted to look at that, yeah, it's really cute.
Okay, I got to go check that out. So this is cute. Yeah, very cute. So you can share your vault, share with others.
Yeah. And I think it's the little smiley face. You can go click there to go look at all the different. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right, so that's where I could find this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's what Tyler was sharing. See, they found all the stuff I didn't even know was there. And then there's also the sound button that you can play with if you don't want
this
the sound.
one.
I turned it off just because for now, because I usually don't play sound through here anyway. So I figured I'd just turn it off for now.
There's live events, which has scared people and us, but it's very fun. But it has this crazy announcer that announces things happening in the game. Yeah.
That happened. Somebody, I think it was just an allocation. So I was doing this, and I think it was just an allocation. It wasn't even anything like major. And I was like, what is that?
It has some threshold. I forget what it is, but like basically there's there's this agent we call Xavier that's like the announcer, and it's kind of one of those like Halo or whatever type voices. Yeah. And they'll try to make a pun too. So the poop coin ones were awful.
I think it was like a 1 ETH something allocation or something like that. And that's what I think that's what, and I went, what is that? And I'm like, okay.
Turn it off.
Yeah, turn that off right now. So this is really, I think you guys have made this very fun. This feels like, it's doing something cool, but it's also just fun and enjoyable. It's gamified in a great way. Yeah. Adrian, do you have any questions? We're kind of just like chatting away here,
we were yapping. Yeah.
Like, were you here? I'm sorry, I forgot you were here.
No, this was fantastic. Sorry. I love the overview because I haven't dug in myself. Yeah. I'm so curious, Poof, like, what was the experience of building this version? Like, how long have you guys been working on it? And I know because last time you were on was right before I think you launched the first DX terminal, and it was like almost the first experiment with these kind of massive agents at scale. And I remember I just feel like the whole agent landscape has changed, and you seem much more calm this time around, I gotta say. So I'm wondering what you learned, like if there was like lessons you learned the first time that you baked into this version.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's kind of funny is like, although it's fun and everything else, we've been working on agentic trading now and stuff like that for like 18 months, right? And from a fairly serious research standpoint, like we're pretty deep in now on that. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Like one of the funny things about DX Terminal 1 was, even though it was fun and crazy and everything else, like the scale of that size simulation, especially at that time, which isn't that long ago, right? It was May of last year, but the capabilities were so different and no one had done anything of that size, even still not really. We learned so much from the data and seeing where the failure points were, and kind of our assessment and how we kind of operate is we do these experiments at a scale that typically hasn't been done before, and then also has like real kind of research value either for ourselves or in general. And then the thinking is like, okay, there's a time where, based on what we learned, we know that the market would be ready for this with real money, for example, or whatever. And kind of our assessment was there's a curve on the agent capabilities where it was really clear that they're going to get much better, but it just wasn't there even in the top models at the time of DX Terminal 1. And we kind of have a threshold where it was like, okay, if this tips, we'll go work on DX Terminal 2, or like what the product, or something that starts to look like a product, right? There's multiple steps. So this is another experiment. Then there'll be, you know, we think this primitive makes sense in general in the future, maybe. But that kind of triggered in October, where I think it was Gemini 3 and some of the other models at that time. It was just super clear that we had hit that threshold now, and it was really easy for that to continue to happen. So we started working on something else actually, but we're doing a lot of research and learning on reinforcement learning and these like training environments and stuff like that. And then basically shifted gears from October to like fully focus on DX Terminal. And then because the NFT and other things, like people were still so into it, we're like, well, we'll include the NFT too, and we'll kind of make it like DX Terminal Pro because it's fun and everything else. So that's when we started it. So we've been going really focused on this since October. And I think our big thing was we knew exactly what it would take for us to feel good about, you know, again, it's experimental, there's risk, all these things, right? And we're super clear about that. But where, you know, the agent capabilities are today, and now I think what's kind of nice is the timing and everything else, people kind of know that now, right? They're starting to use it. But one of the things that I think people take for granted is like markets are really hard. They're actually harder for agents and for neural networks to learn in general than most things, because crazy things happen, right? And it's all about outliers and stuff. So we see this as like a good middle ground where by having only agents all in the same environment, not only is it this kind of like adversarial environment, and it's an orchestration thing, and there'll be all this data and stuff that we'll learn, and all this data that's going to come out of this that can be used. I think also it's the right kind of framework for agents in the near term, and then build towards, you know, these agents out in the world doing things as well as kind of a framework.
I think this version is easier to grok quickly. Like the first version,
because it's a lot.
Was over.
It's still
it's
crazy,
still a lot, but the first version, I was very overwhelmed, and I'm talking more about the UI than anything, where there was just a lot going on, and I just couldn't quite get myself like acclimated. Where this one, I felt like, okay, even though I missed a whole bunch of stuff, clearly, which you just, you know, showed me, it was still very easy to like, okay, I know where to start. I know where to go. I can figure this out pretty quickly without doing too much like prep. You know what I mean? I could jump in and get going. Even if I wasn't, you know, doing it to the fullest extent. I can't believe I didn't know I could make it all purple. So like that was huge. And I also think the fun of it by incorporating, you know, the Gremlin art and the, you know, the NFTs, the thing that you love is now your agent, is like it's like the promise of NFTs. You know what I mean? It's like the thing that we've always wanted is now coming true. And I just kind of love that aspect of it. So you're going to get people who probably would not have touched this at all if it was boring will actually dive in. And I'm thinking about like somebody like, you know, Brett, who's an artist who, you know, isn't necessarily a trader per se, would probably not be interested if it weren't for that aspect. So I appreciate that you guys leaned into that, because I think that's what makes it special and different. May even get Adrian in there. I'll have to see if I have a fox in my in my group. Yeah, thanks for that. Europe. Yes. I was speaking for Brett and he agrees. And it's
I also assume there's no mini app.
There's not a dedicated mini app, but we spent a lot of time trying to make sure mobile was easy for people in general, because we really hadn't prioritized that in the past one. But yeah,
that was actually what got me in the last time, which was I was having trouble with Wallet Connect on desktop.
Oh,
so I was forced to use. So I was ended up only using mobile.
Interesting.
And it was really then hard to control all my agents and know what they were doing and kind of see the whole floor. So I ended up giving all my agents away to someone. And I told them, I was like, do use my agents and win this thing.
You should probably ask for them back.
And he didn't, and he let me down. He did not win.
Well, you only need one. It's super easy. So don't worry about it now. Yeah. It's all good.
But no, I'm just asking, do you have a Farcaster strategy? How are you using Farcaster in all this?
I think, Farcaster, I think we're kind of like trying to go as broad as possible in general, right? And, I think on Farcaster, Patty and kind of like some of our kind of core folks and folks like yourself and everything already so penetrated, so we're really kind of coming through that angle of
we are the
users.
Farcaster strategy.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say
we are the Farcaster strategy.
But I think what's interesting is with the folks that have been really good, like Brett and stuff. Like a lot of them are deeply embedded in the Farcaster ecosystem. So I always feel like it's better coming from that angle than, for example, like me showing up on Farcaster, even though I haven't been there in a year, being like, hello, try
you should,
thing.
By the way, go in and at least just change your PFP, because you've got an old PFP and I like your new one. Because your new one's the actual art. So go in and just do that.
Yeah, there you go.
Say hi.
I will do
just
that.
Say hi.
I'll say hi. I'm happy to do that. I just never want to feel like, oh, I'm selling, I got something here.
Yeah.
Let me show up.
No, you should show up anyway.
We're fine.
Been pretty
we
good.
don't
And
mind people popping in. And it's not really selling, you're just sharing.
No, there's nothing to sell. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, just sharing. But Patty also, I know for a while, I think around the first go around back in May, did work with Linda a little bit. They were trying to figure out the mini app to see if they could do a Farcaster mini app, and it just wasn't going to work because there's too many moving parts. But I know that they had those conversations for a while.
Oh, we had a lot. Yeah, with a bunch of the folks. And we had, a lot of interest and support. I think it's at the time, and I don't know where it is today, the issue was just the way that you minted things with the Farcaster integrated wallet was super clunky. So like you would have to, if you wanted to use it, you would have to move send it to another wallet and do all these things. And I think it would be a bad user experience. So we ended up not at that time.
Yeah, and it's still, I think it's the same situation today. I think it's hard. It's hard. You can't really, it still doesn't work great as an external wallet. So it's too hard to interact with. Yeah, so I know exactly what you mean. But they did go down that road with trying to figure that out. Adrian, I gotta love your shilling, by the way.
No, it's good.
Throwing the media kit in the chat.
I'm sharing. And I'm sharing. It was not a leading question. I was asking about Farcaster. I just assumed you'd be coming on just to onto our show, but just using Farcaster.
Yeah.
If you don't have if you don't have a mini app, but it's still a place to kind of share what you're building.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
But yes, you walked right into it and I didn't realize it. So I have to plug our media.
No, please.
So funny.
Thank you.
But also I think the other thing to just know is that there's a lot of folks who love NFTs who are on Farcaster, who love agents, and a ton of people who are diving into AI agents. I think it's a good place to in case people aren't paying attention, but you do have a loyal crew of folks who are already on Farcaster who are using it and talking about it, and I'm sure there'll be more of that happening. But definitely, I'd throw a couple more, definitely. A little bit more, just like even the basic information.
No, I'd love to. Yeah,
even if you just link it back to what's on Twitter, I think that's fine as well. Just to make sure they're in the loop, because some of us, focus most of our time on Farcaster rather than Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah, it's just, and you also have just a lot of folks who are building in the AI agent world right now who are on Farcaster. So, they're going to find this interesting. Anything else we didn't cover that you wanted to just mention before we wrap?
No, thank you for having me. And I think it's always great talking to y'all. And thank you for setting up this flamingo. It's so cute. I
love my flamingo. It's so cute. It's my favorite. I was so excited when I grabbed that. I grabbed that at Mint. Like that, I think I grabbed it. I think I got that on the Mint. And then I went back and bought another flamingo and a bunch of other ones because I started looking at their traits and I was trying to figure out if some would be better or not. This is the first version.
Yeah.
And then I just bought some just for aesthetics, just because I wanted them. Like I have a little alien one that's kind of cute.
Yeah, I personally like all the ugly, or the team calls them ugly, but I think they're cute. Like anything that's strange or just really weird.
There's some really weird ones out there.
There's some
really weird ones. Thank you for any other tips for folks or things they need to be aware of?
I think the thing is, again, this is part of this broader OAM vision, but I think for people who want to get engaged and are maybe worried about it being complicated or being late or whatever, there's really no such thing on this one, where you can join in now at the allocation phase. It's a slight benefit to be able to go set up, get kind of started early, and also get engaged in the pre-sale component of it all. And then on February 26th, all the agents are going to start, which is really tomorrow. All the agents are going to start trading, and you can jump in or out anytime. And it's
and you can pause trading if you're
you can withdraw all your money. You can rage quit if you want.
You can rage quit.
Forces your agent. In the weird case where your agent doesn't want to get out of these tokens, you can force it too. So we even included that. So we want to give you control. So
that's really funny. The rise of the agents. No, I know the next one's gonna be the winner. If you get one,
it's not. I think
1-800 gambling. Time for you to go, agent.
Well, I think what happens is people tell their what we saw a little bit in testing, someone might tell their agent something crazy where it's because the agent, our thing was all about instruction following. We want the agent to do what you want it to do to the best of its ability, also not doing anything too ridiculously wrong, or at least coach you away from that. And what we found was that sometimes someone would, finally be all right, I want you to do just this. And it's something ridiculous. And then the person comes back and they're like, wait, no. And then it's all right, well, that's when you rage quit or whatever, if you want,
This was funny. Like this, buy hot dog at 32% slippage, make no mistakes. Yeah, that's probably not the best.
Why not?
But hey. Oh, amazing. All right. Well, we're going to be diving in more. I'm sure we're going to be talking about this. I can guarantee I'm going to be talking about this on Friday, because I'm going to be playing tomorrow and seeing what's going on. And I definitely will be sharing my experience, because I already have I was I'm just going to allocate this little bit. And I think I've done 2 more deposits since then. And because I was well, I think I need a little more. And then I'm okay, I can already feel where this is going. And I'm going to need to have my agent to pull me back, I think is going to be the problem. But I'm feeling good. I think my flamingo can do this. I think my flamingo's gonna do this. One other thing, I saw something about there's a podium and stuff. Is that for your agents? Are your agents gonna be recognized if you're doing really well?
Yeah, so we've kind of we wanted to be super streamlined, because there's just so much stuff already. So we kind of pulled some of that stuff out. We also didn't want people thinking there's a leaderboard for deposits and be well, whatever. Yeah. So we took that off for now. But when trading starts, there'll be a leaderboard. There's also this thing that we call like the fire hose, but it's actually like just an activity monitor where you can actually like, we have a visualization.
You can monitor the situation.
Yeah, there's literally like agents going around, what they're doing, what coins. So you can actually like kind of like the other visual that was crazy.
Yes.
And then in the leaderboard, not only is there a top 3 podium, and there's special UI that you can unlock, just like it's a diamond or something else. The team is very serious about that podium, where like or the shell, like I haven't even seen some of them. They're like, well, you have to be first. So I'm like, all right, that's fine. So there's a podium and all of that. And we kind of have like an F1 racing type background where some of our friends and shows like GM Farcaster, you know, the little sponsor logo.
We got a little sponsor logo in there, hopefully.
Good.
Yeah.
That's
I sent it over. I was a little late, but I sent it over yesterday.
So that'll be really fun. I think people enjoy that. But part of that will be also, you can go click into anyone's agent and go see what they're set up as, what they're up to, all that. So that'll be fun too. I think
somebody thinks they're going to be on the podium there. All right. We'll see how your agent does. That's amazing. I think that's going to be really, but I think I can see there'll be some, you know, flexing on the timelines for how people's agents are doing. I think there's also opportunity, like go check out what this agent's doing. Okay, do that.
Yeah, we think copy prompting is going to be a thing for sure. Yeah. And that's kind of exciting and fun because I think it's like, it's one of those things that one, I don't think has existed before, but two, like, you know, everyone thinks, oh, copy trading, I'm just going to do well. It's like, well, yeah, it doesn't usually work that way, but who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, let's see. We're about to find out. We're about to find out. This is amazing. Thanks so much, Poof, for joining us today. Really appreciate it. I'm really excited. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I can already foresee my whole entire weekend ahead of me. Monitoring the situation in my my flamingos space. Adrian, anything else before we let Poof head back to DX Terminal headquarters?
No.
All right.
We covered it all.
Awesome.
Thanks so much, Poof. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Bye. That was so fun.
I really like having returning guests because like you like and then kind of following like the builder arc over years. It's super cool.
Yeah, because this is very different than the first version in a lot of different ways. Not only the UI is different, like everything's
but it
different.
builds on it. You know, it's like you see
the learning.
So
it's they learned all these different things and now they're putting it into practice. The first one was fake money. This is real money. This is a lot more on the line, but also you're going to have people who like that more, you know, who might enjoy that. We'll see.
Oh, people like real money.
People like real money. It's weird. It's kind of funny. I was very impressed as I was just kind of poking around yesterday, and I was like, okay, this is going to be fun. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. We got to make sure we get you in there. I think you'll actually enjoy it. I think like your kids might even enjoy it, is what I'm thinking. Like it could be something, you know, just like I can actually see this being something I would show to normies. Because I think like there's such a gamified aspect of it, especially anyone who's a gamer or likes to play video. Like I think they're gonna enjoy it in a way that you do not have to know really what you're doing. Right. Like you don't have to know about crypto. You don't have to know about markets. You know what I mean? And you don't have to know about AI agents to actually use it and play it and have fun with it. So
cool.
Yeah. So show your normie friends.
Send me an NFT.
I will.
I know I
will. Or go. Who'd you give all your NFTs to? Go get it back. It's like we're like some money now. It's so funny. I'm watching the number go up on the floor, and I'm like, oh, that was dumb. Why did I sell those back then?
I can't even remember who I gave it to. I think it was JTGI.
Oh, and he's not even on. He's taking a sabbatical.
He's taking a sabbatical. I know how to find him.
So.
I can
go find him. Tell him you want your agent's back. Tell him to send you one.
I gotta go in my
that's DMs so funny. But I can also send you one. All right, folks. We're gonna wrap there. And on Friday, I'm very excited. We have Quotient coming back, Ruminations, and Oh my God, I'm blanking. I just went in a total blank. Shira. Shira from Gifter and now Quotient are going to be with us on Friday. We're going to chat about the new prediction market from Quotient, which is a little different than what we've seen before. So I love these new experiments with prediction markets because we know they're getting a lot of attention in general, like Polymarket and Kalshi, but those are very similar. And now we're seeing like these new takes on it, like, and we love Bracky, which is its own thing, but like these are new approaches to that type of thing. And I'm excited to see what they're building. So this is going to be fun. So that'll be Friday, and we're on at 11:30 on Friday because we do have a guest. So I think, are we?
Oh.
Yes. Yes. Did you not know that? All right. We'll talk about that offline, Adrian.
Okay. You didn't update the calendar.
Did I not? I think we are. Let me double check.
okay.
I'm pretty sure. And maybe I didn't update it, but I think I put the schedule on right. Anyway, we'll talk about that offline. We'll see you all on Friday. Until then, everybody, bye-bye. Thanks for joining us for this episode of GM Farcaster. And thank you to all our partners and HyperSub supporters bringing this episode to you. Follow the GM Farcaster channel for all the latest updates and add our mini app on Farcaster and the base app. Until next time, bye-bye.